In this PowerPoint, we will be looking at graphs of periodic functions. Throughout the PowerPoint, you'll notice an indication of the period, which I'll call P, and it's shown in red. You can find the value of the period of a function by measuring between any two adjacent identical points. So let's look at a few periodic functions. You'll notice on this one, I've measured from the bottom of this curve to the identical bottom at this point. This is one period. Now we can measure in other places. For example, if you take the maximum points from this point to this point, it's the same period, the same distance. On this curve, I took the minimum values from here to here. This is one period. Notice it repeats over and over. We can take that same curve and measure from this bottom point right here to an identical bottom point, and that's the same distance. On this one, one period would just be this one bump, and we could measure from the tops of that, but it's the same distance. Okay, these are repeating periodic functions, so from this vertical asymptote to the identical vertical asymptote over on this side, notice that a complete curve has one concave down curve and one concave up curve. But we could measure that same period right here. In this case, I have a half of the concave up curve right here, and then the other half of it is over here. And then I have an entire concave down curve there. But this is one period. On this one, I have a period from this vertical asymptote to this vertical asymptote gives me one period. So this curve right here is one period of the function. I could also measure from these identical x-intercepts, and it's the same distance. On this curve, one period is shown in red, same curve, same period from these two maximum points. On this one, we have a period shown in red, and the same period, same distance of the line segment from these 2 points. On this one, it's a complicated periodic function, but you'll notice that it does repeat. So if we looked at this point as our starting point, then it dips and then comes up and down and up and down and up, and then it starts over right here. We could measure that same period distance from these 2 points.